It's the Two Gems Podcast.
I feel like we haven't done this in a while.
It's been a really long time.
That's what she said.
We don't like each other anymore.
We love each other. There's two things I immediately want to bring to the table that are just top of mind for me.
What? Oh my God, you're coming in hot.
No, one of them
Coming in hot.
is, and I want to say this kind of delicately because I actually brought this up a long time ago when I was like 19. I made a Facebook status about it. And a couple of people jumped down my throat, and I think it's because of the way that I worded it. Okay. But I feel so strongly about this.
Okay.
It is drivers and how I strongly believe that we should keep testing drivers forever as they're driving on the road. It's insane to me. No, it actually is. It's insane to me that you get your driver's license at in Ottawa for me, I got my G1, they called it at 15. Then I got
15?
Or 16 or whatever.
Yeah, 16 is what it is here.
And then I got my G2, and then I got my G. And now that I have my G, I'm good to go for a lifetime.
Till you die.
And it's actually unbelievable to me
that
they don't retest people over time. And not just people that are like 80, 85 that perhaps can't see and are still on the road, but just people in general. Like, why do you just say, okay, you have your license when you're 16, 18, and now for the rest of time, I don't need to check again to see if you're a good driver?
I fully agree. Where the heck did this come from?
Okay,
so
because
this
yesterday,
is kind of controversial. It's not like you to bring something like this up.
Well, it's not controversial because I think it just makes sense. How are you going to give somebody such a big responsibility of driving?
Driving a missile down the road. Yeah.
Right? That there's so many cars, like that's besides the point, but just in general, and then never test them again. And I think somebody did tell me that this is a fact check, but I'm pretty sure they do check again when you get to a certain age, but it's not on the road. It's just a written test. Mm-hmm. What? You're going to give somebody a written test?
I couldn't agree more. Like, I feel like with everything in life, I mean, when you're 80 years old, like you barely walk, but they're still driving cars down the road. The reaction time and everything. Like, every time I see some crazy ass shit happening on the road, I look over and it's a guy that's like 300 years old driving a car.
Or like if you're coming on the on-ramp and they're going 50 and it's like unsafe because you can't merge in and it could cause a traffic jam or an accident.
100%.
Or yesterday I was driving with the kids to judo and there was a man in front of me in the left-hand lane and he was swerving in and out. Even the motorcyclist behind me was like kind of figuring out, we didn't know what to do because he was going on this lane. And I mean, granted, like I'm saying, it's not necessarily just an age thing. Although even myself, like when I'm 60, 70, 80, like please test my skills on the road. And if it's not safe for me to be on there, don't let me go on there. And
when you're 60, they'll just be autonomous anyway. But
yes. Isn't it unbelievable?
It is.
It is.
Yes.
I don't know. Even test me now. Like test me now at whatever age. How old am I? 33, and make sure I still know what the hell I'm doing. Right?
Yeah.
That's I just need to say that because I'm like, who do I talk to about
Where did this come from? I feel like you came in really hot with this.
No, but I think about this a lot because we drive a lot. We're on the road all the time, like back and forth here and there, and we do a lot of highway driving. We don't do a lot of city driving because we live out of town.
Can you come here for a sec? You have an eyelash in your eye, and I need to get it. Wait, come here. Oh my God, it's gonna drive me nuts. Okay, who's making a wish?
You can make the wish. Okay. All my wishes are.
It's coming true.
Anyway, I just feel like I notice a lot that happens on the road. And I'm telling you, yes, sure, I could just generalize and say a lot of them are older people, but I could also say there's other people that are younger, that are our age, that are shitty drivers.
Yep.
Like, make them learn.
They never should have had their license to begin with. It's crazy. You are driving a rocket down the road.
And you could hurt people. And you could,
absolutely. Right. Like, it's a crazy thing because, I mean, like, if you actually think about it, we get in these giant metal vessels every day and drive down the road. And the only thing that keeps us alive is our faith that we put into every other person.
Right.
Like, it's like this mutual responsibility that we all take to pay attention, not go on our phones, stay between the lanes. When it's red, you stop. When it's green, you slowly look both ways and then go and look for pedestrians. If someone isn't following the rules or sucks at following the rules, then it hurts everybody around them. Literally, you can kill people.
Right.
It's a crazy thing, and I swear to God, every single time I look over, it's an old person.
So actually, the other day,
love them. They're super sweet and great for cookies and teas and stuff, but
Matt.
not the best at driving cars.
But even the other day myself, actually, I was in Bears Lake and I was coming up by the McDonald's there and I was with my mom.
Of course you were getting a 6-pack of nuggies.
And I went to go left into the McDonald's lane, to take a left. And I put my blinker on and I thought I looked and they were right there. And it was like, oh my God. And then I had to go back in and like that was.
Who, a pedestrian?
No, there's another car that was like swerving beside me trying to. Anyway, I almost hit a car. I couldn't even believe it because I'm a great driver. Like I'm a good driver. But for 1 second, I didn't like shoulder check enough and they were ripping down.
Ripping down the left lane.
Yeah.
Going to also take the left?
Well, maybe I was getting, I can't quite remember. It happened so fast.
Was it at the McDonald's left?
Yeah.
So yeah, you were going straight and wanted to take a left, so you had to get in the left lane,
and
to which they were already trying to make that light and get through and take a left.
No, but anyways, all to say, even I was like, oh my, and I had to check myself. And I'm a 33-year-old woman that's a great driver. So imagine and like I find too, you just go on autopilot when you've been driving for so long. Like we've been driving now for a long time.
Yeah, it's muscle memory. Just kind of.
Exactly. But like, I don't think there's anything wrong with testing people however, 10 years, 5 years, do a road test, make sure you're doing it all right, and off you go.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, for sure.
So I will contact someone about that.
I don't think that's a bad idea.
I just think it keeps people safe too and keeps people vigilant. Is that the word I'm looking for? And makes them pay attention. Like if I knew I had to go do a road test again soon, let's say 2 years comes up and I have to like be on my game, I'd be paying more attention. I'd be like, oh shit, do I still have to learn how to parallel park?
Yeah. Oh, I hear you.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, point number 1. Point number 2.
Can we like slow down for a sec?
Sure.
Can we just point out that if I'm not on my A game today, I'm sick. I'm feeling like a bag of ass right now. But
Right.
Sheridan and I were like, you know what? Let's muscle through it. Get an episode up for the good people.
I'm feeling
waiting
great,
on a
so.
new. Oh my God, I'm sucking so bad right
I
now.
know.
So I'm not gonna be my usual chipper self today. I'm just gonna let you do your thing.
That's
Like when
okay.
I laugh, I start coughing, and then it feels like my chest is ripping apart.
So
it's,
no funnies.
yeah, I don't know. I'm just like
I don't know if I can do that. I'm quite comical.
you know when you're sick and like you could take the end of your finger and poke anywhere on my body and it hurts a bit. You know where like everything hurts.
And
like
you're just,
my
like,
eyes
cold and-
oh yeah, like look at me. I'm in this stupid sweater right now, like trying to be cozy.
Yeah.
And I just feel like crap, phlegm coming out of my chest and my nose and everything. Ugh.
It's too bad you don't like taking baths.
Yeah, I'm not really a bath guy.
You're not a bath guy, but there's some people that are bath people. And like baths with some Epsom salts and some like put the lights down and just sit there and soak feels really
Maybe I'll have a bath tonight.
for like an hour, like sit in steaming hot water and just soak your body. It makes the world of a difference. Actually, growing up, my mom always said, like, no matter what it was, take a bath. Take a bath. I'd be like, I had a bad day. Take a bath.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
cold.
no, for
Take
sure.
a bath.
I'm a shower guy. You
I
know
know, but
this.
then
I
you're
love long showers. And you get the hot steam in your nose and everything.
Maybe you should try the bath.
Yeah, maybe I'll have a bath tonight.
I'll run one for you, hon.
Anyway, people, if I don't sound like my usual incredible self today, I'm hurting. We were supposed to do the Pepsi challenge this morning.
Oh, yeah.
So we got in a big debate at the cottage there over Thanksgiving. And my brother thinks that I can't discern the difference between Pepsi and Coke. And I say I can do it 100% of the time. I don't think I will ever fail this test. And I was going to do it this morning. So what we're going to do is like at the start of each episode for 5 weeks, so 5 episodes, I'm going to do this Pepsi challenge and I'm going to ace this thing. But then this morning I was like, I don't want to do it when I'm sick.
Yeah.
It's just going to throw my whole like equilibrium off.
It's true.
My palate's going to be all...
You know what? I was also so sure that I would be able to differentiate because I am a Diet Coke fan, like to my core, to the point where when we go to a restaurant and they ask that question, is Pepsi okay? No, it's not. I will change my order, please. Like I do not like Pepsi at all. But then Abby, when she came out at the fire, she had Pepsi, and my brain.
No, she didn't.
Yes, she did.
She had 2 Cokes.
Oh, it was Coke. Right.
She tried to trick me and did 2 Cokes.
But I knew that it was the same thing. I knew it was the same, but I said Pepsi, and then I was like, damn it, I should have known because your dad only has Coke. But I can't believe I got it wrong. So I'm like, maybe we are actually going to get it wrong.
No, I will get it right 100% of the time. Here's the thing, though. If I take a sip, then take another sip, and then another, like if you keep trying to get me to do it, I won't be able to do it past the first one.
Okay.
Because then all of a sudden your palate's like compromised. Like I need to go into it like 1 and 1.
You got it.
One sip, and I will pass it 100% of the time. I'm throwing it out there. Next episode, boom, we're starting this thing.
Can I bring up my second point?
Okay, bring it up, baby.
Okay.
Let's go.
So I read a lot of books. as we know, and we're going to refer to them as smut books mostly. Now, I don't
What does that stand for?
I was just going to say, I don't know what that terminology is. You could look it up.
Look it up while you're
but
talking.
it's called a smut book. I've just recently learned. And that, I would say, is my favorite genre. Now, I've been reading a lot of them. Like, I've been reading now for quite a while. I'm starting to build my own little library. And, of course, I kind of read through every sex scene and, like, what is it?
I think I have the wrong definition here. It's a fungal disease of grains in which parts of the ear change to black powder. Here, hold on. Smut book.
Just look it up on Urban Dictionary or something. They always have the
A
interpretation.
story, usually a book or a fan fiction that includes one or more sexually explicit scenes.
There you go. So, here's my beef with them, though, because I do love them.
I've got a beef with them, too.
No, but I generally think they're, like, quite good and well done and whatnot. But I have a problem with how quickly the girl is going to have an orgasm. Like, I swear the book I'm reading right now, there's two things. Number one, nipple stimulation. Like, I'll be reading the book and it's like, and then...
Oh my God, you've never said anything like this.
No,
before.
but they'll say something like, and then, you know, my mouth was on her nipple or something like that, let's say.
Like, it'll
and I
say
could
that.
tell, and then the other girl's like, and I felt like I was about to come. And it's like, what? From you? A nipple? Like, you felt like you were going to come from that? It's a bit much. Okay.
I don't know. Maybe if you're like really into this person and it's been like building up and building up and building up.
But like a nipple, really?
Well, I don't know. Like, I remember when I was a kid, like, let's say like, I don't know, 16
Sure.
or something like that. And
Yeah.
you're like, those first
Yeah.
interactions are happening. You could like play footsies or something like that. Just touch me. And I'm like,
Absolutely.
like,
But you're also like 14. These people are like 35. And
No,
I'm
I
sure-
know, but I think you and I have been in a relationship so long that we kind of forget that magicalness. Like, if you and I separated and
And you had another girl's nipple.
girl brushed
Yeah.
my elbow.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah. No, I agree. But what I'm going to say is this is like throughout the time of the book. So now they've had sex quite a few times. And it's like, we're still talking about the nipple thing, really? Like, really? And then I also feel the same way when they talk about like, like they'll say something like this book specifically. I'm reading Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. And there was a scene where like he pins her against the wall and then he put, excuse me for the explicitness.
No, get into it.
He'll put he'll finger her or something.
In
And
the book.
Oh yeah.
my
I got to
God.
read one of these scenes too. Anyway, and then he'll be like, and I could feel she was about to come. I'm like, by just shoving one finger up there and nothing else, like just the immediate second, I don't think so.
I don't know. Everyone's different.
Well, I guess. But I read it and I'm like,
Everyone's
it's a
going to be
little bit-
thinking I'm some inferior man over here. It's like, guy just can't get her going.
Matt, it says in the book, like it'll literally say, I put my finger up there and I could tell she was about to come. That you don't just, excuse my hands doing things, but like it's not like, oh yeah, now it's gonna happen.
I don't know. Maybe for some people it is.
Well,
Everyone's a little different, Sharon. You need to respect that.
I do. I'm just saying for myself when I read the book, and I've talked to many women that say the same thing. They're like, some of the scenes can be very unrealistic.
No, but the person writing, what do you tell me? They've never been laid before? Like they just have
No,
no
of course they
comprehension
have.
of sexual.
When I read them, I'm like, oh yeah, like I can visualize it all and how it goes down. I'm just saying, I find the quick, like I'm gonna come in 2.2 seconds is a bit ridiculous in my own personal opinion.
Okay, so let's get into it then.
Well,
Like,
no,
why
I don't want
is
to.
that?
I don't.
Is it because they like don't want to spend like page after page after page after page? Like, okay, then he rolled me on my side and put his mouth back down, and then he removed his mouth. And his
Well, no, they
breathing
talk
there.
about that though. I'm telling you, some of these
How
scenes,
long do the sex scenes go on for? Like
3 pages, maybe.
3 pages of nothing but like what he's or they're doing to each other.
Sometimes, yeah, absolutely. And I'm excited.
Maybe it's smart, though.
Yeah. Turns out Matt's on the other side of the bed also reading.
Fabio covers
Yeah, yeah.
some match.
What do you read, hon?
Yeah.
That's funny. Okay, so those are my two beefs: driving, and then also I don't think everyone has an orgasm in 0.2 seconds. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm missing the boat, but that's what I'm thinking.
Do I get a beef? Have
don't
I
know.
ever written down a beef in any of my topics before? Let's see.
Well, it's funny. It's my last 2 points.
Sheridan.
Yeah.
Do I
What?
get a beef? I'm trying to think of something. That annoys me in life.
Oh, well, you know what else I was thinking about? So we just had our friends down, and it was really nice. Sorry, Caitlin sent me 1,000 things to approve for the calendar. I'll turn that off.
Caitlin, can you frig off full recording, please?
Caitlin's my manager, in case anybody is wondering. Sometimes I feel like we talk like everyone should know everything, but there you go. Anyway, my best friend was just down here for Thanksgiving, and her partner also came down, Ricky. So Talina and Ricky, who
Can I pause you?
Sure.
Here's one of my beefs.
Oh.
You go around saying my best friend to all of your friends. And I think you offend some of your friends.
Really?
I was thinking of this.
Like
because
what?
every time you're with anyone, you're like, I'm with my like BFF. Oh, I'm with my like absolute soulmate and there's no other. And it's like, you say this about people. It's like, what are you talking about?
Can I say something?
Like you're with Daphne and you're like, my absolute like ultimate friend ever. And then like Brittany comes down and you're like, the person that I like fuck everyone other than her. And like then Talina comes down. No, it's like, stop throwing that out all the time. They're all your bestest friends, Sheridan.
That's what I said.
No.
I just said Talina, my
No,
best
you
friend.
single them all out. And I notice you do it. And I'm like, man, she's offending all of her great friends.
I don't think so.
I think you are.
I don't think so. You know
Text
why?
me if you are.
Do you know why, though, I think that? Or why I don't think that people that are my closest friends feel that way? Because I think that each of them know and understand the relationship that we have. And I don't think they're offended at all because they all know how much they mean to me.
No, but going around throwing out the F-bombs.
What am I just going to pick one? Like, that's ridiculous. I have friends for different reasons.
No, but you go around and you say that everybody is your best friend.
Everyone in the world.
Except me. It's just Matt.
Everyone is my best friend. That's
I
your
don't
beef.
know. It's a beef
Who's
of
your
mine.
best friend?
My ultimate best friend.
Ultimate. Oh, look, you're going to shop spot here. That's like, you don't even want to
I'm
say
going to offend
it.
3 people
You
here.
are. You are. Who is it?
I don't really think I really have a best friend. And that's the thing. And I'm not going to go around loosely just being like Dan comes over for the afternoon. I'm like, my best friend ever. And then all of a sudden I'm out with Jeff at a hockey game. It's like, I'm out with Jeff, my like ultimate, like, like you do it all the time. I think if there was like gun to your head, like who's your greatest friend of all time, I'd probably say Jeff. I'd probably would say Jeff. I mean, we've been together so long and I know I can always count on Jeff. And like, if we don't talk for 4 months, it's still giving him an HJ back by the barbecue.
Nice.
Kidding, Sheridan. Kidding. It's my smut book.
I can't.
And he gave me an HJ.
See, I can't choose because I have so many different friends that all have different parts and play different roles and know that, I think. And I know that they all also have their own friends too.
I'm not saying that they're not all
I think
great
it's a
friends.
girl thing. I think girls always say all their best friends. I do. Leave it in the comments, please, people.
No one ever does. We keep saying it. Comments are empty.
Yeah. Damn it. I was going to bring something up until you stopped me. And I was, Talina and Ricky.
Yeah,
down.
Talina and Ricky were down.
My good friend.
Yeah. Moderately decent friends.
And it was really nice.
Ricky's my best friend. God, he's the man.
We had a great time. They were down for like 5 days. Before that, my mom was down. So I kind of feel like we've had a busy household over the last little while.
It's been insane.
And although it doesn't feel like work to have them down because it's my mom and then a very good friend of mine, they're still there, right? And you still kind of have to entertain and, just sort of live a little bit thinking about them and stuff. So now we're back to regular programming, which is good for work and for stuff like that. But Ricky and I were making something in the kitchen, getting something ready for Thanksgiving. I think it was the green beans thing. And I told him that Thanksgiving actually used to be my favorite holiday when I was growing up as a kid. And I think it was because there was no pressure with presents. Like, I remember I am like Kaya in so many ways. Like, Kaya gets uncomfortable with presents and being the center of attention and stuff. So I'd get nervous going over to my aunt's. Like, oh my God, what if I don't like the present? How am I going to pretend? Like, it really kind of gave me anxiety a little bit.
You actually thought about this.
All the time.
It's like a real thing. You're worried about your reaction upon seeing a present.
Oh, do you know what? When I was a child, going to a birthday going to a birthday party, I would almost every time, 99% of the time, when presents were starting, I would get up and go to the bathroom because I would not want them to open up my present with me right there in case they didn't like it. Like, I would go up to the bathroom.
Oh my God.
Or if I could see mine was like coming up next, I'd be like, be right back, I gotta go pee. Like, almost every time. Because I don't know if I would just be nervous that they wouldn't like it and be sad.
What an interesting personality trait.
Right. So needless to say, I loved Thanksgiving because everyone got together. The food was delicious. It's such a pretty season. Football's on in the back. It's still kind of warm out that you could play outside. I loved it.
I love Thanksgiving too.
But I said to Ricky, as I've gotten older, I can understand why holidays can actually do the opposite and kind of make you feel a little bit sad and depressed.
Why is that?
Well, I think when you're a child, everything is so magical. Christmas is so amazing. Thanksgiving's so nice. Easter's so great. And then as you get older, you realize, well, first of all, you're the one in charge of doing everything. It's a lot of work. But I've heard so often, like, even somebody, I think your mom has said this a couple times, that Christmas makes her sad because she thinks back on what it was like with her mom or when you guys were kids and how it's not like that anymore. And I just find that holidays, I think, can be triggering for people and can make people feel the total opposite of like joy. Like when I think of Thanksgiving as a child, and then I have these expectations of it being like that now. And I'm like, it's not like that at all. It kind of sucks. I think it's just dinner and then bed. But when I was a child, it was like, oh, this is so fun. I'm going to go see my cousins. You know, we're going to play outside and stuff like that. And I just find that, I don't know. I think maybe, remember when you said to me, you're like, are you okay? Like, you're like, you seem a little bit off today. That was Thanksgiving, by the way.
Oh, okay.
And like, you seem sad. Do you not remember this?
Not really. I was having a great day. I had an awesome day.
No, I know, but you asked me if I was all right like 3 times. I was like, I'm fine, just tired. But I think I was just kind of like sad at, I don't know, like a holiday maybe. I don't know. It's sort of hard to explain what my frame of mind is.
You got a whole lot going on up there, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I always do.
My Thanksgiving was incredible. So Ricky and I were outside working on the pergola kitchen thing. No, and
here I'm divulging my like childhood feelings. Yeah, mine was great.
No, I mean we're out there watching F1 outside, watching the F1 race and everything, and like man, we drank like umpteen cold Coronas out there, and just we smoked a turkey. It was just so nice seeing friends and family in one place. And I don't know exactly what it is about Thanksgiving, but there's a long stretch before that where there's nothing other than like unless you organize summer barbecues. But like when Christmas rolls around, you have Christmas, New Year's, then like Easter rolls around pretty quick, and then there's like this long ass stretch where Thanksgiving hits, and then it's like football's on.
Well, there's Canada Day, but that's really
it's not the same though. Like at Thanksgiving, everyone like brings something, and like everyone's together, and like you said, the leaves are falling, and it's kind of magical out and stuff. I also really love Thanksgiving. I really do.
Also, I was saying to...
Isn't Thanksgiving like cancelable now? I'll skip over it.
I was also saying to Ricky, though, the other day, I said, why don't people make turkey dinners more often? Like, why is it just occasional type thing? Like, so many people adore Thanksgiving dinner or like the turkey dinner with the potato, like the whole kit and caboodle. Why is it only made every so often? Like I would happily eat a full a full Thanksgiving dinner once a month.
No, it's too much.
Once every 2 months.
Because then all of a sudden, if you do it so much, it's not even special anymore. All of a sudden, like people aren't coming because it's diluted and there's too many of them.
No, I could do with one more. Like, give me a couple more throughout the year. Like, I only have a Thanksgiving dinner or a turkey dinner on Thanksgiving and at Christmas, and that's it.
You're all over the place. I only have a Thanksgiving dinner on Thanksgiving.
Do you know what I keep saying? I literally keep calling the wrong children and dogs. The other day when I was at Daphne, my very good close friend, I looked at her dog Chester, and I was talking to him, and I said, Bo. I called him Bo. That is her son's name. I'm like, Bo, get off the couch. And Daphne just looked at me, and it took me a second to register, and I was like, I keep doing it. I look at Sage, and I'm like, Theo? Like, I don't know what's going on.
Oh, yeah, I've been messing up a lot, too.
No, but it's not even like a quick thing. Like I'm saying something that comes out, like I'm really focused on this thing and saying it. Like, I'll look right at Sage, and I'm like, Theo? I have no idea why that's happening.
Who is the greatest actor of all time?
Oh.
You know the answer.
Is this the whole episode? Actually, before we even get into that, yesterday we watched that movie?
Yes.
Yesterday we watched Happiest Girl Alive. Luckiest Girl Alive.
Luckiest Girl Ever Alive or something.
Luckiest Girl Alive with Mila Kunis. Did I say that right? And we've chatted a little bit about how I don't like movies like that, but as soon as there's like a actress or actor that I'm familiar with, I feel more comfortable watching it for some reason.
Movies like what?
Well,
I want to get into this.
Movies that aren't like a classic rom-com or something. They're kind of like thriller and like not happy. Like that was not a happy, joyful movie. But I wanted to watch it because I like her as an actress. And what?
You like those movies. When are you going to admit it? Just admit it. You enjoy the suspense and mystery around this shit.
Well,
the whole
the
time you were
movie
like,
you-
there might be a twist. There might be a
The
twist.
movie you put on the other day.
Which one?
Daddy Cry Mommy or something?
Oh, yeah, Daddy. No, Goodbye Mummy, I think.
Good Night Mummy.
Good Night Mummy.
That movie's just fucked.
Okay, no, hold
No,
on.
like-
Hold on. But for anyone listening right now, if you're going to go watch it now and be like, what did Matt watch? The new one sucked. Hollywood ruins everything. The original one's like a Swedish film or something, and it's a friggin' banger. It's way different. It's way
But
way
that
better.
movie's so messed up. Like, if you think about this, like, anyway, I don't want to get into it, but I was watching that movie and I looked at you and I'm like, really? This is what you enjoy?
Oh, yeah. Love shit like that. Oh, yeah.
Anyway, so we watched Luckiest Girl Alive, and by we, I mean me, because Matt fell asleep about halfway through.
I was sick.
I know. Really liked it. It's a book, and of course, a lot of people I could see in the comments were saying the book's better, always. But I enjoyed it, and I turned it off thinking that was a good movie. Like, I didn't waste my time. But I didn't love it. I wasn't thinking, wow, can't wait to go recommend that to other people.
I wish there was a twist of some sort.
Well, there kind of was, because
What was the twist?
well, I don't want to give any
Oh,
spoilers.
yeah. Okay, you don't
away.
want to ruin it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't. But there was, and you know, so
Oh, now everyone's going to be wondering if there is a twist. I just ruined it.
no, but I'll even
pretty cut and
say
dry.
when I went over to Daphne's yesterday, she said that her and Antoine also watched it, and then while we were watching the movie, or when I looked it up before we watched it, just to see if I would like it, I could see like the Google brought up ending explained what happened in the end. So when we watched the movie, I was waiting for some like crazy thing for me to not understand. I completely understood it. But then when I went to Daphne, she goes, I wish blah, 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 blah. And she said something. I was like, what are you talking about?
Is
And
it what I also wished?
And then no, but then I explained it to her, and she goes, "Oh, like she also didn't get it." I was like, "Excuse me, wasn't this just like so easy to follow?"
I don't know. Like I fell asleep for half an hour and still understood it. Like it's
Anyway, so watch it. Let me know what you think in the comments.
absolute tumbleweeds. Leave a comment.
Why are you bringing up the best actor thing? Because of what happened?
No,
at
it was
the
just really
cottage?
funny because that was this big debate that happened at the bonfire over Thanksgiving dinner up at the cottage, and it's such an interesting thing to debate because, you know, so I converted to team. I converted to team Tom Cruise. Yes, man.
Is it just from Top Gun?
What?
Did it really like nail the
Top
you know
Gun
what I'm saying?
Maverick galvanized my argument.
did it
but
for you.
but here's the thing. So my whole life I've said DiCaprio. I've always been on team DiCaprio.
He's an amazing
Absolute
actor.
banger.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Then I think I was almost half proven wrong and almost back to my DiCaprio thing. But here's the thing about Tom Cruise. He's so underrated. Like when you say Tom Cruise,
Well,
I can't even say it with a straight face because everyone thinks you're a clown for saying it.
Do you know why though?
Why?
I mean,
'Cause
again,
he jumped on the couch. And
well, I
Oprah's-
mean, he also is like, isn't he a Scientologist?
Yes.
Which I don't know much about.
What does that have to do with his movies?
Nothing. But what I'm saying is, no matter what, people will base it a little bit on what they are in the real world as well. Like,
Okay.
do you understand what I'm saying? Though?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So then
For example, you're saying Leonardo DiCaprio, to which I'm like, wow, what a fantastic actor. But then we were sitting around the bonfire, and what is his age, like maximum of dating?
25. At 25, every girl's gone.
So I look at Kate, who's 25, and I'm like, ew, imagine if Leonardo DiCaprio came over. How old is he? Like 60 now?
No, he's 60.
He's like
He's gonna be
55.
I would guess maybe 46.
Oh, I thought he was maybe 50.
Let's see. Let's
Okay.
see. My guess was 46. We need what Joe Rogan has, the guy that like looks stuff up on the fly while
Oh,
you're
just like
talking.
throws it out.
Yeah, like there'd be a guy that's like, he's 48.
Would anybody like to apply for that role? Please come.
Oh man, leave a comment.
Yeah.
Leo DiCaprio age. Let's see. I'm guessing 46.
I'm guessing 50.
47.
Okay.
So close for a guess.
Needless to say, like that's a pretty big age gap, and I'm not one to judge on what people decide to
22
do with their
years.
relationships, but like I won't deny that when I heard that cutoff age, I'm a bit like, and now I think a little bit about it as his acting. So it makes sense that people think Tom Cruise because everything that happened. And on top of that, I don't know. Again, I'm Hollywood is such a crazy thing, but I've read rumors that he still like has not seen his child in like 12 years.
Yeah.
And that's pretty fucked up. So how am I supposed to think that you're a good person when like, why haven't you seen your child? So all I'm saying is if you take every single actor and pretend they don't even have a personal life, that'd be very different.
Then let's do that because that's the whole thing. Because you're gonna get all like to me, Kanye West is probably the greatest
Wow.
musician.
You're really getting controversial
I'm talking
here.
like Beethoven, Kanye West. I think he is the GOAT.
We're not getting
I
into
think
Kanye chats.
He's a visionary. He's a creative director. People don't understand. They're like, oh, well, he didn't write the song. It's like he oversees everything. He's the guy that gets 25 people in a room together in Hawaii with a grand piano and Elton John's there and shit, and they make.
But here's the thing.
He's a creative director.
You can't argue with people about this kind of stuff because people that aren't Kanye fans and have not been by his side from the jump and been a part of everything are just going to know the most recent.
Yes.
And the most recent's not great. Like he's... No, I don't mean musically. I'm talking about the personal stuff.
See, because you keep muddying the waters, and that's what I'm trying to say right now.
But there's some really
you have
bad
to draw a
personal stuff
distinction.
that people do that makes you have to
Okay,
draw
yeah,
a
if you're
distinction.
R. Kelly and you're like shitting on little girls' faces and stuff, that's one thing. I'm talking about
Matt,
I'm talking Kanye
you
West.
had to take it this far.
No, but Kanye West, I'm saying, okay, that's unforgivable. Kanye going a little bit like
No, but he said some mean things, and he's definitely like hurt people's feelings and has gone a little bit manic for sure.
Okay, so
I don't even.
no, listen, hear me out though. Hear me out. Tom Cruise, the fact that he's a Scientologist does not discredit his incredible catalog of movies. Mm-hmm. So here's the thing, and this is where it gets tricky because you look at a guy like Joaquin Phoenix, okay? Joaquin Phoenix, we're all thrown off about the R. Kelly thing.
Well,
move it along. Don't butcher the episode, Sharon. It's okay. It's okay. R. Kelly's a giant douche, and he's done now. He's in jail the rest of eternity. Okay, Tom Cruise, Joaquin Phoenix. In a one-off, Joaquin Phoenix is probably going to beat him. He's probably a more versed. I don't know. You look, Joaquin Phoenix is ridiculous. He's such a good actor. But then you look at Tom Cruise's list of movies. His actual, if you sit down and you're like flipping through Netflix and you see Tom Cruise's face, just hit play. It'll be a banger every single time. Mm-hmm. Every time. Mm-hmm. Every single time. Mm-hmm. Okay? Top Gun Maverick. I'll just skip over all the Mission Impossibles because there's like 10 of them. Every Mission Impossible is incredible.
I do think it's cool that he does his own stunts.
Like some of them I'll skip over if I don't care about them. Like let's say Jack Reacher, sure, really good. Edge of Tomorrow, incredible movie, so good. Oblivion, such a good movie. Okay, a whole bunch more of those. Valkyrie, incredible movie. Tropic Thunder, really good.
I've never seen any of these.
Okay, War of the Worlds,
Never
good. Collateral, good. The Last Samurai, absolute banger. Minority Report.
Never seen it.
Get the frig out of here. You've never seen Minority Report?
I swear.
Oh my God. It's kind of like, it's almost like Truman Show in the sense that like, it's a must see. Okay. Vanilla Sky.
Never seen it.
Oh my God.
With what's her name, right? With
Vanilla Sky is so good. Magnolia, also good. Jerry Maguire, also a banger. Interview with the Vampire, also a banger. The Firm, sleeper hit. If you haven't seen The Firm, anyone listening, go watch The Firm tonight. It's friggin' awesome. Mm-hmm. A Few Good Men, absolute banger. Days of Thunder, friggin' fire. Rain Man.
Is this going to take an hour? Like how many?
No, I'm just saying. Like people think this guy's a clown when in actuality he has like the deepest catalog of films ever.
I should say
Tom Cruise, GOAT.
Matt is extra on edge because at the bonfire, with your family, you were really trying to defend yourself. So now I think you just feel like you're allowed to say it without them around you telling you you're wrong.
F you, Abby. F you, Maddie. And you can't say anything. Oh, yeah. All my sisters love ganging up on me. All of them.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. They do tag teaming each other in.
Get a
Oh, yeah. Every time. Who's your favorite actor, Sharon?
I don't
Actress, whatever. Just pick someone out.
I can't. I feel like
You're going to say Denzel Washington.
Well, I'm going to say that I really like movies.
Yeah.
I don't really base it on like an actor or an actress. Like there's certain people's personalities that I really like. Like I've loved Adam Sandler forever. Forever.
So
Billy Madison, like when I was growing up and you had to fill out like 3 questions for your Scotiabank card, I swear if I still get out, it's like, what's your favorite movie? My answer is Billy Madison. I'm serious.
That's amazing.
To the point that when you would burn CDs from your LimeWire or whatever. I'd burn my whole CD, and on the last track of like my 15 CDs, it would be skits from Billy Madison. I'm not kidding. Like, I loved that movie. I loved Adam Sandler. I thought he was cute. I thought he was charming. I think all of his movies are great. The Hustle one was awesome. And then on top of that, all I read are wonderful stories about him.
Yeah.
How he goes into stores and chats with people. He's just a good guy. For example, Keanu Reeves. Mm-hmm. Everyone's obsessed with that man, right? Yeah. They say that he's literally like the nicest, most incredible human. So although I don't really like watch his movies, I just think that he seems like such a special person. So I think it's really hard to not take into account the actual person that they are into their. It's hard. Not, it's too bad, but it's kind of the truth. That's my whole point.
No, but
I'm done now.
Keanu Reeves is not in the running for greatest actor of all time.
No.
Love him as
I'm
a
making
person.
A point,
he
though.
seems like a very down to earth
Adam Sandler
individual.
isn't the best actor of all time, but I just freaking love him.
If you said Adam Sandler, I wouldn't be mad about it. I think he's way more versatile than people give him credit for.
Uncut Gems.
Uncut Gems? Uncut Gems was a friggin' awesome movie. That's one of my favorite movies of the last decade for sure.
Yeah.
Like if I was to write a list down of top movies in the last 10 years.
Top Gun.
Top Gun will be up there. Top Gun Maverick was really, really enjoyable. Mm-hmm. Super good.
Right.
We went to see it in the theater twice. I don't know the last time I've gone to see a movie twice. Might have been Waterboy.
Some people have whole podcasts on movies. That is not us. We're not going to sit here and chat about movies all day. We could. Maybe one episode we could make it specifically just about movies.
Let's talk about Theodore's behavior lately. Just kidding.
You're such an idiot.
Let's get off this and back to Theodore's behavior.
I do like to talk about Theo.
Me too.
Thank you very much.
I love you, babe. I like that hat on you. I like you in hats.
Look at him trying to be complimentary now, feeling like an idiot. Yeah. I can say, though, that one thing that I have recently like really realized is that the more children I have, the less judgmental I am. Like 100%. So yeah, the more kids we had, the less judgmental I got. And I think, like, before I even had children. So you're the most judgmental before you become a parent, obviously, because you don't know what it's like to be a parent. And you're just watching everybody else do it and kind of judging them because...
What does judgmental mean?
Well, I don't know. You could look it up. I think judgmental means you're... Where's the guy that was looking up for it?
No, because someone said that they, as we continued this show,
yes,
they were disappointed in me because they found me to be way more judgmental than they originally thought I was.
Having
and I
or
don't
this
think
is what
I'm
it
that
is.
judgmental, but maybe I am. I don't.
Having or displaying an excessively critical point of view. You would definitely be judgmental if that's what it actually means.
Okay, I guess maybe
if you say that someone is judgmental, you are critical of them because they form opinions of people and situations very quickly, when it would be better for them to wait until they know more about the person or situation.
Okay, because I was always kind of like attributing judgmental to being like judging somebody, but I judge situations all the time. I guess I'm extremely judgmental. Oh yeah, apparently I am. I thought it was only towards people because honestly, like I have so much compassion towards like homeless people and stuff. Like the first person to get their wallet out and empty it. Like I truly have a lot of compassion, but I also am like really judgmental of stupid scenarios that drive me crazy.
Stupid to you, right? And that's
yes.
what I mean. So yeah, so judgmental, I would think, would be an example. Like, let's say before I had children and I was in the grocery store and saw, like, I don't know, a 2-year-old drinking a pop or something. Like, I might immediately judge that and be like, what?
Yeah.
What a terrible parent. Like, something like this, right? Like, what's going on at home? That would be judgmental.
It's a really good example.
But that would be judgmental. I'd be judging immediately before I know anything else about the situation, right? And I feel like before I was a parent, I was the most judgmental, and especially because of when I was in the school system, I would, or even for example, like I would see certain children and, you know, the behaviors that they were doing, the things they'd be saying, and I'm judging, thinking, well, what's going on at home? What is their family situation like before I even know it, right? Mm-hmm. Not fair. So then we had Kaya, and I was still like kind of judgmental of other people and what they were doing, and I would compare, or I would think, like, I'm trying to to think of an example, like a concrete example, where although that pop one was pretty good. But I guess I just feel like the more children I had, the more I was thinking, oh, okay, we're all just trying to do our best here, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like we're all just trying to be good parents instead of trying to make sure that your child is doing X, Y, Z, you know. So what's the big deal? Like,
parenting is such a crazy thing.
Oh.
When you actually think about it, because you let's just say, when did you have Kaya? How old are you again?
26.
26? So you went 26 years and the only thing you ever had to worry about was like almost nothing. Like you just looked after yourself, made sure you had some craft dinner once a day, whatever, you know, such a simple life, you in particular, right? Yeah. And then all of a sudden you have a child. Yeah. And another child, and another child. And all of a sudden, every other child you have literally multiplies your amount of shit to do by 2. All of a sudden, you have to make sure that they poop, they pee, their butts wiped, they're eating, they're sleeping properly, they're like doing things, they're learning things. Like, think about the magnitude of what you are taking on when you have a child.
Well, I agree completely. And I actually think before I had children, I was quite selfish. And I didn't really realize that. And there's nothing wrong with that. But it made me really realize that once I had children, because I would like to say that I'm a lot more selfless now. And I dedicate my life towards our children instead of dedicating my life towards me. And I'm trying to find a happy medium still with that. But like my life doesn't revolve around me anymore. It revolves around our kids. But one thing that I think is really cool about that is Carla, who's another good friend of mine.
See, you're noticing it now because you would have been like,
a lot of great friends.
My turbo ultimate friend, Carla.
Carla sent me a message the other day because she actually listens to this podcast every episode. God
love
her.
you, Carla. You're an absolute
she's
sweetheart.
Listening. And she has sent me a message, and so has my brother. Nicole was laughing how Jesse Nicole listens to every episode too, and the other day when we were over there for a quick walk, she was laughing because she says Jesse gets brought up in every episode. And she's like, Jesse, you need to start listening more often. So here it is, Nicole. Jesse showed up. No, but what I wanted to say was that both Carla and Jesse have messaged me, specifically Carla is the one I can think of recently. She sent me a voice note, and she has known me for a long time. Like Carla and I got together in university when I was just having a good time. Yeah. And she has mentioned how proud of me she is for the podcast and how much she thinks that I've grown as a person. Oh, that's awesome. And how it's really cool to listen to me talk because she's known me for a long time and all the stuff I've gone through and this and that. And that she was really proud of me. And I thought that was really cool. And a whole other sidebar, but sometimes I don't think that growth is celebrated enough. Any type of growth, really.
Thing to think about.
Well, because when she said that,
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, it isn't.
Because when she said that, I was like, wow, thanks, Carla. And then I took that away and I was like, that's really nice. And I was like, growth, no matter how big or how small, isn't celebrated enough.
No.
Right.
I almost need a minute to kind of like digest this. But yes, I don't really have a whole lot to add to that. But I totally agree. The small wins in life aren't celebrated enough. Right. They truly aren't.
Right. And I thought, and I was reflecting on that, and I was thinking, wow, you know what? And I was like having some personal thoughts, thinking I have grown a lot since I was 20 and I was in university. Yeah. I have. And although it's not some big monumental thing, like it's not like Sheridan is the vice president, CEO of this, let's go out and celebrate. It's like, well, I'm just going to celebrate the fact that I have grown and I have matured and I like who I'm becoming. And that's cool.
Well, I think what happens I think everybody grows a lot. They just may not do the best job of acknowledging themselves for what they do. And I'm not going to name names, but I have names in my head right now. Like people that I'm thinking of that I'm just like, it may seem to the outside world that they haven't achieved like this greatness that other people have, when actually if you look at them, they've like overcome alcoholism or something like that. And it's like, that's a massive milestone for that person to get over like a hump like that or anything, right? I mean, moving to another job that makes you happier. It's like you're finding it, your internal happiness. And I think what happens oftentimes in this world is that we compare ourselves to everybody else in order to
Have like a benchmark kind of?
Yeah, like create a benchmark or like a threshold as to like where like, oh, they're 32 and they've got 2 kids and like look at their home and everything. It's like look at what I have. When actually like there's a quote. It's something like comparison is the thief of joy. It's so true. It's like you need to like we're all on our own journey in this world, and I think it's really important to base your success and happiness like looking inside rather than outside, and like really trying to identify those small milestones that each and every one of us go through each day. And I think that in your case, Sheridan, like, you know, like I think that one of the coolest things about you as a person that you do that I've seen you grow in the last 10 years by doing is helping people. I think it's awesome how much you help people. And I think that that's something that totally gets swept under the rug. No one ever says it to you or anything, when in actuality, you have probably helped tens of thousands of people. Oh my God, no, you don't even understand you're even doing it though. It's just run-of-the-mill shit for you. And that's what we're talking about, is that people don't celebrate that growth and those things that they're doing enough. You have helped thousands of people since I've met you.
Right. Thank you.
Be it small, be it like sending a message to help them out with this, sending somebody money. You would give someone the shirt off your back. You'd give someone those granny panties in a heartbeat. You do it all the time.
What I am very possessive
and no
of
one
my granny.
ever celebrates that you do it.
Thanks,
You're an
hon.
amazing person, and I love you. I tell you every episode.
No, I love you too. A lot, very much. Thank you for saying that. That's really nice. Because it's true, and nobody wants to be braggadocious, right? Like they always say, like I would never want to say, well, I guess I'm just going to say it now, but like for, what were we doing that Christmas where I was trying to organize people to gift, which was so amazing, and it happened so quickly. People were paired together, and they were sending gift cards and stuff like that, but with each one, I was upping it by whatever, a couple, like, you know, I think by the end we had spent a couple $1,000s helping those extra families just a little bit more, you know? And I think for me, I'm just, you know, when I was a child, I really don't like tooting my own horn.
No, sure, and go for it.
No,
You've never tooted your horn before in your life.
No, but, and this isn't even tooting my own horn, but when I was a child and my parents asked me what I wanted to do when I grew up, I said that I wanted to own a big van, fill it up with beds and blankets and comforters, and go out and distribute it to homeless people, because I hated that I would walk by and I would see them there, and I just wanted to help them and make them feel warm and cozy. Like that was it. That's what when they said, what do you want to do? That's what I wanted to do. And now that I think about it, I'm like, fuck, I should do that. Sometimes it feels like you're never doing enough, right? There's so much more we could do.
That.
I know.
I've got a brisket in there. We could smoke a brisket.
I'm just saying, there's so much. There's
there.
always more you could do. Like I could spend my whole life dedicating it, trying to help people. And maybe I should do more of that. But that was really nice of you to say. And just to further back on the point, like I think that people should celebrate their growth, no matter if it's huge or if it's small, because you should be really proud of yourself. And that's something I've learned as a parent. Instead of me saying, and I've learned this as a parent, instead of like, let's say Theo draws this beautiful drawing, or Kaya does something amazing at school and she comes home and tells me, my first word isn't, and it's never that, I'm really proud of you, because I don't want them to assume that they have to do something to make me proud. My first word is, you should be really proud of yourself. I say that every single time, because they should be proud that they did that. They shouldn't be worried about making mom and dad proud.
I don't think I do that.
Oh, you
I
should
think
start.
I say I'm proud of them.
But think about it, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Because what are they going to do? And then they're going to feel disappointed if they didn't do something to make you proud.
Yeah.
So I've been doing that for years now.
I don't think I've ever done it that way.
You should. Because, and then you could say, and then of course I'm going to say, and I'm also really proud of you too, but most importantly, you should be proud of yourself. That's awesome. Great job. I do that all the time, because it's true. I think parents, like, I think kids kind of, whether they realize it or not, they live to please their parents, right?
Yeah.
I did this. You should be so proud. It's like, well, no, actually, you be proud of you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, that makes so much sense. I'm trying to think of an instance right now, but like if Kai comes home and shows me a drawing, I'm like, oh, Kai, I'm so proud of you. I always say that.
And it's not, you're not doing it on purpose, like to
No, but I never really
right.
felt like that simple flip of the script there kind of puts it more on them so that they can feel proud of themselves instead of trying to please someone else.
Totally.
Yeah.
So then when I started doing that, and I've been actually doing it for quite a while, it's such an easy thing to flip. It's so easy, because you say, I'm so proud of you all the time, because you're so proud of our kids, right?
Every day.
Right. So like when Kaya goes down the kamikaze, which was insane, by the way. Wow, Kaya, that was really brave. You should be really proud of yourself for that. How cool did that feel for you? Instead of, oh my God, Kaya, I can't believe you did that. I'm so proud of you. Right?
Yeah.
Anyway, that's just, where was I going with that? Oh, so.
We were all over the place there.
But doing that and making me make them recognize how proud they are of themselves made me think that when Carla sent me that message about growth, I was like, wow, I should be really proud of myself for that. Me. Like, that was so nice that Carla sent me that. But like, yeah. And I had a moment and I was like, fuck yeah, Sheridan. Like, I have grown up a lot. And that's cool.
Yeah.
And like something as simple as growing up a little bit and maturing and like being more aware of yourself and the world and your surroundings. Like, that's something to be proud of, I think.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty damn proud of myself for that.
That's awesome, babe. You should be.
Thanks.
You've come a long way, you know.
Well, I used to think when I first started Instagram and stuff, I thought, like, what do I have to offer? I take nice pictures and we have cute kids. Great. So does everyone else in the world, you know? Well, but now I sit and I think, and I'm like, I do have something to offer to my followers and to people around me, and I'm proud of myself for that. And maybe growing up, I didn't feel as important. Like, my voice mattered sometimes. And I think, wow, I really am on a tangent today. But I think a lot of that came from my past relationships and perhaps making it feel like all that really mattered to them was that I had a cute face, you know? And I certainly felt that way, whether they tried to make me feel like it was more or not, but it was mostly just like, oh, Sheridan's a hottie. Then I had kids, and that completely made everything change for me, my body, everything. So I used to rely on my looks, let's say, air quotations, because that's what everybody would say. And then everything changed. I started having kids and, you know, my body changed and I thought, oh, wow, so it's not just about my looks anymore.
That's a whole episode.
No, but I'm serious. And I was like, wow. And then you know what I thought? I'm not kidding. I've talked about this before, like in the past. And I thought that for me was really I have so much more to offer than just my friggin' body. Like,
I bet you a lot of women feel that way.
Of course.
It's a weird thing when a woman is like ridiculously gorgeous. It's kind of a weird conversation, but I mean, when a woman is extremely attractive, it's almost like it's hard to look past it sometimes, I think, for people. It's like, oh, there's almost like this assumption that they have nothing else to offer the world because they're so beautiful, they just rely on that.
But, well, and honestly,
it's
like...
deep. It's a
deep, and it's a fucked up thing.
It is fucked up.
And it's not fair at all to all women. And I think that even women that... Because what's the label of what's super and what's gorgeous? Everybody has a different type. That's what's so cool about the world, right? Like, to one person, they might be so beautiful. To another, they find something else attractive and they don't find that attractive at all. That's what's awesome. That's what makes us us.
100%.
But I think that women spend their whole lives worried about how they look and what people perceive them as from the outside. And I think that sucks. I don't know where that... Do men feel that way? Like, did you grow up feeling like it really matters what I look like? People only care about this. I'll get a job because I bet, like, you know what I mean? Or do you not even think about that at all?
No, probably not. Because I'm like, in this day and age, I'm probably considered the most... what is the word? Like when you're a young white male, you have basically all cards in your hand. Like you know what I mean?
You're
just one of
the yes.
Yeah, super privileged. That's the word I was looking for. I'm so privileged I forgot the word. You know what I mean? It's like as a young white male, that is half decent looking. I was already ahead in the race anyway, and it's kind of, you know, in my older age, I guess I've come to acknowledge that a little bit more, But yeah, I think it's definitely very different. I mean, women, as shitty it is to say, can get a lot of places with their looks. And I don't really think that for a man it works that way.
I just think like...
Excuse me.
I'm
not saying it because I agree with it.
No.
I just want to state that. But it's a fact.
And I don't know what it's like now, because now we are parents, we are in a career, we don't think about those things. But I remember when I was like 15 or 16 and everybody started applying to work at Moxie's as a server and in Ottawa or a hostess. I'm not kidding. If you weren't quote unquote hot, you weren't
Absolutely.
getting the job.
Yep.
Even if you were a better server or you were better at the job, they were not picking you. And I remember all my friends were starting to get hostess jobs. And I thought to myself, I am not going there to that interview, because what if they turn me down? That's such a shitty feeling. And that just is horrible to have to deal with stuff like that. So really the point that I'm trying to wrap up here is that as soon as I started having children and getting pregnant, and nobody was quote unquote looking at me anymore, because they weren't, right? At this point I'm pregnant, and it's like, oh, okay, well, what? All the men, nobody's looking at Sheridan anymore. And I was like, holy shit, I am so much more cooler than I even realized, because everybody was basing it all on the way that I looked before. And now I'm like, wow, I'm actually really awesome. I have a great personality. I'm a nice person. I have a lot to offer. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's where I grew up. And that's probably what Carla's talking about. Because in university, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I became, not even that it's just a mom, it's just I had an awakening. Like, who the fuck cares about what I look like? It matters about all the other awesome things that I have to offer. And I really took those and ran with them, rather than just being a, air quotations, pretty face, you know? Mm-hmm. So I think that's cool. And I'm not sure like the conclusion I'm trying to draw here, but just like,
it's open-ended. That's for sure. It's
a huge topic.
It is a huge topic. And I'm over here just like half biting my tongue, and my wheels are turning. Sure. No, but it's probably something that I'm not versed in enough to like really like create like the proper thesis around. But I feel like men now are in this really weird predicament where we're losing all the things that made us us. And it's like this really strange thing. I mean, you look at the suicide rates around the world, and like you're seeing more like men are just like completely outweighing women now, and so many men they're just lost trying to find their purpose in this world now. And this whole like toxic masculinity thing is just being like and rightfully so, but being kiboshed so hard. And it's just like, where the workforce is becoming more and more equal now, it's not, and I'm sure it very much still is, but I think you're starting to see more women more prevalent in the workforce.
Definitely.
Like women are CFOs and CEOs of companies now, where like before you would never see something like that.
Well, even for example, when Abby said sitting around the bonfire, she's like because her daughter couldn't get a day off, but then there was a holiday day off, and she still had to go to work. And she's like, this is so archaic. This is based off of like, these calendars are based off of moms that stayed at home and didn't go to work, right?
Yes.
Like shit's different now.
It is.
Right. Anyway, this is we talked about a lot.
We always get into the like crazy stuff right at the end as I'm like exhausted, but I feel like the end of every episode is what we title the episode, because usually we end up getting into the best stuff.
Well, I think that's normal stuff. I think when you have a conversation and sit down and talk to somebody, it kind of always starts off like, hey, how's it going? And then you like get into that deep stuff. Like that's normal, rather than just getting into like a crazy conversation. Yeah. And the conversation flows and you sort of start talking about other things. Yeah. And then I always think back at the end of these episodes, I'm like, what the fuck did we even talk about?
I definitely feel like what we just ended with, I have so much more to say. Right. I just need to think about it. If I knew it was going to go that direction, because it's something that I really think about a lot. I think about as men, where do we fit in this world now? And we're just almost getting kind of lost.
Well, and for me too, like in my position and the type of person that I've always been, is I really, really don't like arguments. I don't like controversy. I don't like any of that stuff. I've been like that forever. My mom said you could never fight with somebody. Like you always had to resolve everything. And does that make me a pushover? I don't know. But like, I don't like creating conflict or, people.
What does that have to do with this?
Well, I'm just saying like every topic, like that's kind of not a controversial topic, but there's like stuff to say on it, and people are entitled to their own opinions, of course. But I would just never want, like with anything on this show, for it to feel, I don't know.
So here, I'm going to make another point and just see where this goes.
Yikes.
And you've heard me say this before. There's that dude that goes around on YouTube, and he walks up with a microphone, and it's very candid. It's not staged at all. He's walking around LA and shit, and he'll go up to random people's that have nice cars. And I'm not talking about like a $60,000 Corvette. I'm talking about like $500,000 Bugattis and shit. And he walks up to them and goes like, man, super nice car. What do you do? Right. And he takes the mic and just puts it in their face. And then you get these hilarious responses of people being like, get the fuck away from here. Like you'll get those. You'll get some people that are like, oh, I work in the tech hub in San Francisco and came up with this app or whatever. But like, I'm not kidding you. Every single time every time he walks up to a crazy hot girl in a nice car, she goes, I have an OnlyFans. And this has happened like hundreds of times. Like, it's not like it's just an anomaly. It's like, bump, 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 bump. I can guarantee it. As he's approaching the car, I go, OnlyFans model guaranteed. And then he puts the mic in her face. I have an OnlyFans account. And this is some girl that's sitting there with like a $500,000 watch on, of a $3 million car, on her way home to like the nicest house in the hills and everything. And it's just like a really interesting thing. And I don't even know where the hell I'm going with this. Just that women can rely on their looks to carry them places.
Who says men don't have OnlyFans? Do they not exist?
Oh my God! Men in this world are just kind of like we're just watching this happen right now. Like, all these women are just balling out. Like every girl on Instagram now. Every girl, stereotype.
Relax, yeah.
So I go on Instagram now.
You're generalizing.
If I see a girl, go click her page. There's a link tree, and there's an OnlyFans, and you know what's going on.
Can I ask you a question though?
Yeah.
Who cares?
No, no,
but you know what our thing is in life.
It's like a cheat code.
Who cares if you're not hurting anybody and you're not being? We've talked about this, and if it's not, why do you care that this girl's balling out and making her money that makes her happy? Like, what is it to you? It's not like she's
I'm just saying
a terrorist and going around and like doing mean things. She's just using.
No, it kind of ties into where you were saying how, you're more than a pretty face kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it's crazy
That's
though
that
that pretty face and that body can carry someone to riches, like absolute riches. Like their kids are set for life based on her taking her clothes off on Instagram.
Right.
It's just a really interesting thing. Like, men don't have that cheat code. If I go and take my pants off on OnlyFans, I might make a toonie. Like, if you go and
I'll give you a toonie, hon. Yeah.
No, and I don't really know where I'm going with this. It's just an interesting thing that women that look a certain way have an absolute cheat code in life. Just go start a freaking OnlyFans account, put that link tree in your bio, and you will pop off. I see it all the time. Like that dude on Instagram that I follow, Shay there, the comedian guy. Sure. It's kind of his thing where he posts hot girls that don't really have any followers and makes a joke about like how funny they are or whatever. And then I'll go onto her page, look at it, and she'll have like 4,000 followers. I'll go like this, 5,000, 6,000. So you can literally watch it happen in real time. Men are just like so thirsty. It's weird. It's like this weird thing. I will say that
I do think, because this is kind of off topic but on topic, that I think it's too bad that everything is so accessible now. I think that's too bad. Everything is so. What do I mean? You see some girl on the street, you ask her what her Instagram is, you click her Instagram, you click her OnlyFans, you see her naked right away. Like, you know what I mean? That didn't exist before. That didn't exist 30 years ago. You would have to get a Playboy magazine, or you would have to go on Bleu Nuit and wait until you saw a nipple on screen, right? Like, and it just was so different. And now I find that everything is so right in front of your face and so readily available for you. And I think that it really muddy. Like, I don't know. I just don't like it. I don't like how everything is so accessible.
It's weird too, because
But also, it's kind of great that everything's accessible and you can talk to people all the time and be in constant communication and social stuff and feel less alone. So it's just like my mind. Well,
it's awesome. The age of the internet. If the age of the internet's really interesting, because there's really not many excuses for being broke if you have an imagination. Wow. The internet has, in 5 minutes, I can go over to my computer right now, sign up for Squarespace, do drop shipping, and have a store set up. Probably realistically in.
But I don't think that was
6 to 8 hours.
What you just said
just hold on though. I'm going somewhere with this. Mm-hmm. Okay. So the internet has enabled people to make money. Mm-hmm. When the invention of OnlyFans has created this astronomical transfer of wealth. Mm-hmm. We're talking about people that have invented nothing, done nothing, don't do anything. Like it's not like they're out there like creating a brand new product that's going to change someone's lives or something. They're getting their titties out and getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to do this. Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. No, it's cool. You go out and make your money. That's really cool. But you haven't actually added anything to the universe. You haven't invented anything. You've never created anything. You're just literally just using your body. And hey, I'm stereotyping. Maybe they will take that and go invest it into their coffee shop dream they always had or something and run with it. But as a man, when I sit here and I'm like, this motherfucker, and this one, and this one, and this one, like, is that easy for you to make 5 years of my income? Are you serious? And I make damn good money. We're talking about 100 years of someone's income. Like, someone could go out there and work for a century and not make what you made being a nobody with nice boobs in like literally 3 hours on the internet. Like, it's crazy. It's just a really crazy thing. Yeah. This transfer of wealth, the fact that women can rely on that. And I'm telling you, like, men are just trying to figure out our place in this world now. Like, in order for me to make 1/10 of what that person has, I have to go out and get a company. I have to register a company. I got to grind it out for friggin' 5-6 years. Client meetings, presentations, crying, stressing, figuring it out. And it's like, man, if I was a hot girl, I would probably just go start an OnlyFans and be a millionaire. Like, it's just crazy. It's crazy that is that easy.
Well, I can't understand how you're feeling because, well, first of all, I have no desire to do that. Second of all,
oh, it's crazy.
I'm not a man. I am a woman. So
let's do this in real time. You just keep talking for a sec.
No, but I was going to say that I can see that you're frustrated about it. It's very obvious because you feel like you've worked really hard to get to where you're at. And it's what?
Okay, look. Okay, so I'm in my Explorer page right now and I see whole bunch of shit. I see the Dahmer actor. I see a Pat Stay, rest in peace, saying, here's a girl with big boobs right here, okay? Let's do this in real time. Let's just see. I could be wrong, but let's just see.
Okay.
Oh, that's a comedy page. Hold on. Let's see. Here's another girl here. Let's see. Oh, it's another comedy page. Okay, apparently I clicked too much comedy stuff.
I do want to say as well, though, that you are totally generalizing and stereotyping.
Absolutely.
When you talk about, like, because, like, I know many strippers. And I know that they went and they did that and they saved up for their education or for whatever, right? So
incredible.
Right. So I just wanted to preface it by saying that. And then I also am going to say that it is obvious that you feel, well, I don't know, like you feel, again, I don't know. And then I'll bring it back to the question of why do you care? Like, what does it matter to you? You work from home. You have a great career. You've made a great life for yourself.
Yeah.
So why do you care? What is do you understand what I'm saying? Like, why does it matter to you? It doesn't. It shouldn't.
No, and it doesn't matter to me. I do very well.
You just find the whole thing just unbelievably fascinating. Right?
Yeah, I think it's just super fascinating. Like when like 20 minutes ago, you were talking about how you're more than just a face, and that you refused to take that job at Moxie's or whatever because you were just a face with. You are so hot. No, I was telling Ricky this the other day, and I said to Ricky, I was like, oh my God, man, like when him and I were driving to college the other day, I was like, the first time I saw Sheridan naked,
you're that guy.
It was so intimidating. I was like, oh my God, like this is like something like right out of my imagination. I was like, oh my God. And
Matt loves a brunette with big boobs.
No, and so where am I going with this? So basically, all I'm doing is just saying that women have like this cheat code.
Okay, let's say
you have a cheat code because men are so thirsty and will get their wallets out anytime to do this shit. And like, just imagine how easy that is.
Well, and that I'm saying is everything's so accessible now. You just hop on the screen and give your visa and off it goes, right? Rather than having to go somewhere and do some sort of like actual money interaction.
For a man to accumulate $2 million, it takes a lifetime or one damn good idea.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to pee my pants.
A damn good idea.
I'm going to end it with this. Are you a grudge holder?
We gonna get everyone fired up at this one.
You are. I haven't said anything.
Oh my God.
It's you.
Let her go.
Yeah.
What are you saying?
Are you a grudge holder?
No, I'm not a grudge holder at all. And I stand by that. You know that about me. I do not hold grudges. I think everyone is a product of their environment. I think that if you're a 65-year-old piece of shit in life, it's really sad because I think you came from that was put on you at a young age and your circumstances wore you down. You were abused by time. I don't hold grudges. I think that everybody came into this world.
I mean, are you a grudge holder? Like, let's say if you got in an argument with somebody or something happened, would you hold on to that or would you let it go and forgive and move on?
I'd let it go. I'm not a grudge holder at all. I'm not mad at anyone in this world.
Yeah.
Think about that. Who would I be mad at?
No, I agree, but some people really do hold grudges without even maybe realizing. Like, they are mad, they stay mad, they simply can't get over it. But I think that, like, one of my best qualities, I'm just tooting my horn all over the place here, is that I don't hold a grudge at all. I forgive very easily, almost too easily. Could be a downfall. I forgive, and I will not hold a grudge on you. And I just wanted to know if you're a grudge holder or not. You don't think so?
Sure. And why are you even asking me this?
I don't know. It's just a question.
You know this about me.
I feel
Okay,
like
I love you guys. It's been an hour and 10 minutes.
Ow. An hour and 10 minutes? We can cut out the controversy then.
Peace.
It's the Two Gems Podcast.